trust that the UAA will go hire a good guy, and we'll go from there. But the Gators also finally got the transfer from Arizona State at wide receiver.
Ricky Pearson is 6'1". He was with Arizona State, 48 receptions, 580 yards, 2 years of eligibility left. So I think they've got to be pretty excited about him. I think he's going to do a good job. It certainly fills need along that line, too. And may I also mention that Grayson Howard from Andrew Jackson here in Jacksonville is a really good linebacker. He's a 4-star, and he is looking at South Carolina, Florida, A&M, Georgia are on the mix for that, too. So I thought that was interesting. Shane, and I just kind of caught this in the article about Georgia, Florida being at 3:30. The article I'm looking at says this coming year will be the 100th meeting between Georgia and Florida. So that's interesting to look at that. It's been played in Jacksonville since 1933. I'll go back and check that for accuracy. Some of our listeners may know that, but if it is indeed the 100th meeting, that's going to be a really big deal here, I can assure you.
No doubt. Also, Florida quarterback, if you missed it, transfer Carlos Del Rio Wilson has gone to Syracuse. We got a Facebook Live here brought to you by Mellon Law. From Scotty says, Shane, did you see Mordecai McDaniel's comments about Mullen taking over the defense last year when things started going south? I did see that. Doesn't surprise me. Coach Spurrier, when things weren't going good on defense, used to go in the defensive rooms and take over as well. So that happens. That's what the head coach is in charge.
Yep, that's right.
So that's why I always said, people used to yell at the defensive coordinator, and yeah, it's part of his fault. But the head coach is in charge of everything and knows everything going into a game plan. Athens, the Georgia Bulldogs. Have they moved into that new facility, Brent?
They've either moved into it, they're very close to doing it. It's an $80 million renovation to the Butts-Meyer Heritage Hall. They've got basically everything that everybody else has now. Players' lounge, nutrition bar, barber shop, sensory deprivation tank, weight room with double-sided video board. I would be curious what that would look like. Two, they've got what they call a plunge pool. Now, again, I will be curious how NIL is going to affect the arms race. But as Shane and I have said for a long time, look, if you're a major university, these are things you just got to have. I know it's $80 million. There's a lot you can do with $80 million. But Shane, it's just a part of the game and attracting recruits. And Georgia is the latest with the latest and greatest.
So true. Real quick. Oh, my goodness. My Facebook Live here. Hang on. Let me pull it up, Brent, and before we let you go here. People were talking about, I guess Mordecai McDaniel also said that Coach Mullen quit after the Georgia game and AR-15 was never hurt. I know for a fact that's not true. He was hurt. Don't believe everything these kids talk about. He was hurt. Whether you want to say that he stuck with Emory too long, that's fine. But the guy had a bad knee since high school. He had hamstring issues. He hurt his knee dancing. I was at South Carolina when that happened in the hotel room, or not the hotel room, but the hotel. So those things did happen. All right, real quick, South Carolina had an interesting hire with old Freddie Kitchens, the former Alabama quarterback.
Yeah, boy. You talk about, and obviously with the Cleveland Browns, he is joining the staff off the field role. Senior football analyst is the official title. Probably all these SEC head coaches, Shane, have got about 35 senior football analysts somewhere in the building.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Freddie, the old Browns head coach, they go back to their days. I think they coached together at Mississippi State. All right, A&M like I've said from day one, Brent, I think that the two coaches in college football that had the most pressure on them this year were Brian Harsin and Jimbo Fisher. Any news other than the nonsense that Jimbo was talking? Anything new come out of College Station?
No, not really. Just more NIL situations. Jimbo's defending himself a couple of times, but it's been pretty. And he had an interview on Friday with the San Antonio station, and he basically berated the reporter with that. So, but it's been crickets since then, and I'm sure the commissioner has decided that he's heard enough of it at this point. But look, your point's a good one. Because of what he said, Fisher has put a whole lot of pressure on himself in that school. And look, even if he'd said nothing, the problem is A&M has been an 8-4 school the last few years, and that's got to get better. So that to me, that's the main pressure is, can he improve on that record, which has been not been impressive at all. There were a lot of people during this little dust-up last week. After 48 games, Fisher and Kevin Sumlin have got the same record. So, but yeah, believe it or not, same exact record. So, can he prove that he is a better coach at this point than Kevin Sumlin was?
Yeah, and I saw something the other day, Brent, because I know you like to fact check stuff and research.
Yes.
It was something along the lines, in the last 27 or 28 years, the Aggies have only had one 10-win season. And that blew my mind.
Yeah, it has not been easy for A&M. Now, look, to their credit, right now they have got the talent, they've got the money, they've got the facilities. There's nothing A&M lacks at this point. So the question is, when does A&M start to win? And Shane, I'll be honest with you, I think they lost enough off their line of scrimmage where that's going to be a problem for them. I mean, you know, Alabama's got that game circled. That game's in Tuscaloosa. And I tell you what, A&M's got a September game with Miami. That's going to be a pretty interesting game for both those teams. That'll be a little bit of a test for them. So A&M, I mean, I'll put it this way: there are no excuses at A&M not to win big anymore, are they?
None whatsoever. All right, Brent, before we let you go, and I'm sorry to keep you so long.
That's fine. No problem.
You got any news coming out of Tallahassee with the semis?
You know, things are pretty quiet with them. They've got a backup quarterback. I believe it's A.J. Duffy that they really like. I mean, Jordan Travis is still going to be the guy. The thing that I hear from FSU beat writers is, and I know we've heard this for the last couple of years, is their offensive line is better. Now, look, I mean, hopefully it is because they've got a very interesting opener. We can't forget this with LSU on Labor Day weekend in New Orleans. So that's a good test for both of those teams. Brian Kelly obviously being at LSU now to kind of see where they're going to go. So still, you know, there's a lot to prove there, but I do think I do think that Mike Norvell needs to have at least they need to put an 8-4 or 9-3 together soon. I don't think they're going to fire him unless it's a disaster. But I frankly think they will be better, and hopefully for the state of Florida, all three teams will be better this year.
Speaking of the other third team, the Hurricanes under Mario Cristobal, obviously we know they've added some players in the transfer portal. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I can't ever remember what side of the divisions they're in. Are they on the same side as Clemson? Because I'm sure Clemson's predicted to win their side. Do you have any idea who most, and we'll know once they go to ACC Media Days, but are people thinking Miami are going to represent the other side, or are they on the same side of Clemson? I can't ever remember.
Well, here's the thing with Miami. Miami is they might have the best quarterback in Tyler Van Dyke in the league. Now they've got some pretty good quarterbacks in that league, but I think your reality is I think they will be improved. Miami is in the coastal. Clemson is in the Atlantic. But look, that's if you stopped a bunch of cars on 301, no one could have told you that either. But the reality is, yes, that I do think Miami will be better. Kevin, and by the way, people may have forgotten this, but Kevin Steele, who was at Auburn and briefly at Tennessee as their defense coordinator, and say what you want about Steele, Steele knows what he's doing as far as being a D coordinator. He's really good. So, I mean, there's a lot of former athletes who have joined Miami and as analysts and so forth. Well, would that make a difference? We don't know. But as we said a few minutes ago about A&M, if Miami could beat A&M in September, that would be tremendous for them. I just don't think they've got the athletes yet that Mario Cristobal will recruit down there in order to do that, though.
Yeah, and in Clemson, it'll be interesting to see what Clemson does, because I don't think their quarterback, that DJ guy, can play a lick. I think they're going to have to go to some other kids. So,
yep, agreed.
Brent, good stuff as always, my man. We appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you next week, bud.
Good. Look forward to it, pal. Take care.
That's Brent Beaird. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. I'm going to take a timeout, come back, get to your text and your comments. You're watching and listening to Pot Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Ironwood Golf Course, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Celebration Points, where the Gators go to celebrate, with premium brands like Visors Rooftop, Dave & Buster's, Regal Cinemas, Hotel Indigo, Sensei Asian Bistro, Escape Apology, and the HBC's restaurant. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where every Tuesday you can enjoy 50% off handcrafted martinis from 4 to 10. We'll see you at Celebration Point, where the Gators go to celebrate. I want to thank Brent Beaird for joining us on the Titan MR Hotline. Don't forget today, 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 local time. Gators play Texas A&M in the SEC tournament today. Big game. A&M comes in as a 2 seed, and then tomorrow cranks up the Super Regionals against Virginia Tech, and I'm looking forward to that. They're the number 2 or 3 overall seed. Gators played really well in their regional and scored a bunch of runs. So we've never played up there. I know they're excited. We're excited. And another possible trip for Tim Walton and his girls to go to Oklahoma City. We got a text here on the Titan MR text line. It must be from one of our NBA listeners, Cheryl. She asked, is Al Horford a Hall of Famer? That's a good question. I don't know if he is or not. I don't know what the criteria is to be an NBA Hall of Famer. I know he's a really good basketball player, though. But that's a good question. Dan says he's feeling good about beating Virginia Tech. I am too. You know, they got very fortunate. Kentucky had them on the ropes. I was hoping Kentucky could pull it away. That way we would have played here this weekend against the Wildcats. There was a Facebook Live here. I'm trying to find it. Bear with me, folks. Oh, Andy asked, what happened to the guy whose name I can't pronounce? I think you're talking about DJ Ugalele. I can't pronounce it either, but he was a 5-star out of California. I just don't think he's very good at all. And I don't think he will be their quarterback this year. Cliff asked on Facebook Live, brought to you by Melon Law. Shane, do you think Clemson has taken a step back, or do you think they are still a major contender in football? I still think they're a major contender. A lot of good players. Had a little down year. Lost a couple of close games last year. I think they still won 10 or 11 games. But with their facility, the conference they play in, they're the premier team in that league. And I know a lot of people don't like Dabo. I do. I think he does a good job. And but they took a step back too because of the quarterback play. And the DJ guy, I don't know why they stuck with him. I don't know if they didn't have anybody else to put in, but he was horrible. Horrible. Johnson says, Brent gave a shout out to Clay County softball. Let me give a shout out to Liberty County softball for making the Final Four. Not one senior in the whole team. Everyone's coming back. Yeah, Fort White also locally lost a heartbreaker 6-5 in the championship game to Jay. So it's tough when you lose those close ones, folks. It is very tough. At Chris Doring Mortgage, they do mortgage lending right, help home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage today at 352-244-0840. Let me see here. We have a text on the Titan MR text line. This is from, I think it's from Donnie. He's going back to the PGA Championship. He says that swing on the 18th tee was hard to watch, but that's what pressure will do to even the best in the world. Yeah, Mito had a bad swing, cost him the golf tournament. Give Justin Thomas a lot of credit. He played extremely well. John says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Melon. We get past Bot Tech this weekend. We are set up nicely in OKC. I haven't seen the brackets once we get there, but I don't know what time we play tomorrow. I need to look and see. All I know is baseball's at 10:30, 9:30 Central, local time in Birmingham. That's an early wake-up call to go play baseball or any sport, really. So we shall see. Let's take a quick timeout, come back, and then wrap up the program with some more comments and questions. You're watching and listening to Potta Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peaceland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics. Live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center. Chris Doring Mortgage. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, Aikido America, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi, Steve Spurrier here. You know, making a reservation at my restaurant is easier than a Saturday afternoon homecoming game against Vandy. You don't have to call or email. Just go to spurriers.com, hit the reservation button, pick a date, a number of guests, and a time. It's so simple, I can do it. In fact, I just did. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios at South State Bank. We understand that small businesses need a community business partner they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking for member FDIC. Let's get to this day in sports. Brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. Beat the summer heat and schedule your air conditioners tune up today, keeping you chill in the Florida heat far away. Comfort Temp Heating and Air. Call us today, 352-376-2366. This day in sports, back in 1993, Major League Baseball, Carlos Martinez famously hits a ball off Jose Canseco's head, goes over the fence for a home run. Remember that. That's brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Andy, our local meteorologist, says it's still raining in Birmingham. Gators most likely will be delayed. Wonderful. That front finally clears out around 3 p.m. Crazy. And Camp asks, has Texas A&M run out of money yet? No, they will never run out of money. That school and their partners, Texas, have more money than they know what to do with. John says here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, if we can win the Blacksburg Super Regional, we get the winner of Stanford and Oregon State in OKC. Both Stanford and Oregon State both won game regionals that they weren't supposed to win. So I like it. Scott says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon Law. Shane Kiffin said in a recent interview that he thinks NIL collectives will turn into de facto owners of the teams they sponsor. Big Booster X is paying kid $1 million. The coach is going to be under great pressure. As a former pro, do you see that as a realistic? Yeah, I've been saying that for months, Scott, that, you know, I've even had college coaches tell me that some boosters are paying recruits that they don't even want on their team. They're not even recruiting. And it's going to come to the point where player X, who this booster group paid, let's just use $1 million to get this kid to come to whatever school. And year one, he's sitting on the sideline. Season's over. Year two, he's still not playing. Well, those people that paid him $1 million are going to go to the coach and say, look, you wanted this guy. We've invested in him. Why is he not playing? I agree 100% with that. It's something I've been saying for a long time. So anyway, Camp says maybe paying these NIL deals with these high gas prices. Yeah, they may run out of money. I don't know. Yeah, the gas prices are out of control. There's no question about that. NBA tonight, game 5. Is that right? Yeah, game 5 between the Warriors and the Mavericks. I think the Warriors are in it tonight. I tell you who's been playing really good basketball when I watch is Dorian Finney-Smith. He's become a really good pro. I don't remember him shooting the ball that well here as a Gator, but boy, he shoots some threes now. And as I said, it looks like the Gators are going to be rain delayed. this morning, and I'm anxious for the Gators for softball tomorrow. I wanted to get to one thing. I wanted to read about this QC Kinetics. If you got joint pain in your knee, shoulders, hip, back that won't go away, you need to check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. Schedule your free consultation, folks, at QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. I want to thank Brent Beaird for joining us today. He's got so much information. We could have him on here for multiple hours. Cliff says Dodo's a good defensive player. Yes, he is. He has become a really good pro. I didn't expect it. I knew he was going to play good defense, but the way he's knocking down shots now has allowed him to get that big contract that he got. Make sure you tell all your friends and family to check out our program. We're Monday through Friday on every podcast platform you can think out there. And we appreciate you guys for making the show what it is. I want to thank again Terry Norvell for subbing for me for the last few days. And hope you have a great day sitting back, watching a little Gator baseball and other stuff tonight. Real quick, Charlie says, Shane, you might have covered this already, but what about Al Horford's impact on the Celtics? Incredible. Well, we had somebody ask if I thought he was a Hall of Famer. I don't know about that, but Al Horford, he's the ultimate professional. Heck of a basketball player at 36 years old, doing wonders for the Celtics. And looks like the Celtics may close that out tomorrow night. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's program. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Take care.
1st and 10. Matthews, near side, wide open, Alonzo Sullivan. He may go. Touchdown, Gators.